Julia is just really strong. I think Julia is highly motivated. I think maybe opinionated, and the way that she comes across can seem a little aggressive. And so that conversation literally brings me back. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I know that her intention probably wasn't necessarily to attack me, but I also had a hard time figuring out what her motivation was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you have a confrontation, it's either, hey, I'm a friend that I lovingly want to get to the bottom of this because I think the way that you are is maybe hurting yourself or hurting others, or you've acknowledged something and you either want an apology or some sort of resolve, you know? And so this conversation was really difficult for me to navigate because I don't think, based on what she said, there was any intention of a resolve. It was just, I think you are this way, period. And I was like, I'm not really sure what to do with that.
Well, I don't think, just from what we've seen, I don't know if Julia even necessarily knows what she wants or what she was hoping to get out of that. Maybe it was just to get how she was feeling off of her chest. But the part, when she starts off that conversation and says, look, I wanted to send myself home or go home because of you, that in itself just kind of shows like where she's at, because like you came on the show for a reason, whether that was to find a partnership, to grow musically and maybe boost your career, or do both. That's one thing. But to just want to go home because of a relationship that she says she doesn't care about,
right,
or that she's not invested in, it's like that. What you're saying isn't lining up with now what this conversation is about and like why she's even having it in the first place. And so, I mean, when that happened and she says, I'm not into Brandon, I'm over it, did you believe her?
No, not at all. I mean, but to your point, if you have absolutely no emotional investment in what the subject is, it wouldn't even be a topic of discussion. So I wanted to go about that conversation. When she started it that way, it's like, okay, look, I can tell you're highly emotional about this. I can tell that your feelings are very strong. And so I never wanted to come off as hateful or rude. I really just knew that like, this does mean something to you. So let's navigate around this so we can come to a conclusion.